In every NBA season, there's always a story that sends shockwaves throughout the entire sports world. This year, it's been the Luka Anthony Davis trade, along with the Jimmy Butler saga, and it seems at the end of the season now, we are seeing head coaches get fired just mere weeks before the postseason is even set to begin. But probably the most shocking one was Michael Malone being fired from the Denver Nuggets after just winning the titles 2 years ago. He is a part of a trend where if you win a title with your team, you are fired shortly after. Nick Nurse was fired 4 years after they won the title. Frank Vogel, too. Steve Kerr hasn't been fired, and Michael Malone joins that club. This league is out of pocket, man. What the hell is going on? Firing good coaches right before the playoffs is insane. This has definitely been one of the most shocking seasons in recent years. This is tied for the latest coaching change in NBA history, matching Hubie Brown in 1980 and 1981. And the Nuggets season hasn't been what we've been accustomed to seeing over the past few years, with consistent play both from Jokic and the bench. Although Jokic is the entire team, we have had some very interesting reports as to why Mike Malone got fired, and some of those reports are: Nuggets players did not like preferential treatment of Jokic and Murray. Why? They're your best players, although Murray's been super inconsistent. Nuggets ownership was against trading MPJ. They should have. He's a ball hog and a detriment to the team. And the biggest one, Nuggets GM wanted Westbrook benched. And it was also reported that Booth and Malone never liked each other and rarely spoke and talked behind each other's backs. And over the course of Mike Malone's tenure as Denver Nuggets head coach, we have seen him throw player after player on his own team under the bus, whether it be a lack of effort or simply just not watching film, and it seems like everyone is fed up and done with it.
It was a brutally honest message, and the guys that are full won't hear it. They'll say coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film.
So at the end of it, yeah, it was a lot of internal things that management and Malone didn't like doing. And I'm pretty sure those players that weren't watching film, one of them was Michael Porter Jr., because that guy's such a ball hog. He barely passes the damn ball. And I'm going to say something super controversial here that y'all don't want to hear, but Russell Westbrook is not the player that he once was. And every Instagram comment section I see Russell Westbrook being like, oh, he gets so much unwarranted hate. The Russell Westbrook hate is forced. It's unwarranted. No, it is. Y'all just don't want to see it. Okay, people want to talk about LeBron fans and how delusional they are. No, Russell Westbrook fans are more delusional than LeBron fans. Want to know why? Because they think, oh, he impacts every single team. Really? Then why has every single team gotten rid of him? Why hasn't every single team gotten to the conference finals? Why did Kevin Durant left if he was such a great team member? Why did Kevin Durant leave? That makes zero sense. I'm not saying he's the reason why Mike Malone got fired, but come on. The second I knew Russell Westbrook was going to be on the Nuggets, I knew they weren't going to go far. He did it to my Lakers. He sucked balls for the Lakers. He did not play like the old Russell Westbrook. Hell, he hasn't played like the old Russell Westbrook since he left OKC. In Houston, he didn't play good. Like, oh, well, he forced a trade. No, he didn't. If he was so good, why didn't Houston keep him? Why didn't LA keep him? Why didn't Washington keep him? Why didn't the Clippers keep him? If he was that good, a team would want to extend him when it came to contract talks every single offseason. But they never do, because they know he's just not that guy anymore. And you could also look at it as the Nuggets basically sold their soul for the championship that they won back in 2023. Because I honestly didn't see no crazy schemes. I didn't see them trapping LeBron on the elbow. I didn't see them trapping Davis when Davis caught the ball in the low post. There wasn't no defensive schemes. They weren't doubling Jimmy Butler when he went off in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. They didn't have any schemes that required any sort of coaching. And I'm not saying that to disrespect Mike Malone, but what I'm saying is they basically shot better than their opponents, plain and simple. And they hit the wall when they played Minnesota last year. They just shot the lights out of the gym when they won the finals that year. It's that simple. They sold their soul for that to the basketball gods. And now he came back to repay that debt. And if film was such an issue, were you guys watching film when you won the title? That proves my point that y'all just played better than everybody, because there was no defensive schemes. There was no offensive plays, especially when you have Jokic and Murray just chucking up bullshit and it's wet. there's no offensive scheme in that. I'm sure they ran plays. I'm sure they did that. But throughout the entirety of the game, no, the players just went out and played, and the Nuggets were just making everything. I also think that a lot of these players are soft, and it's a league now where if you disrespect somebody, you're out. The players don't respect the coaches anymore. Why do you think they're going younger? All these old school hard-nosed guys that were once running the league, they're gone. Greg Popovich is probably the last of a dying breed, and he's not going to be around due to health concerns. May he be okay. But my point being is, the Nuggets didn't like it because he was showing preferential treatment. They didn't want to trade Michael Porter Jr., and they should have just catered to those needs. Because, okay, if Jokic just scores 60 points and he gives you an automatic 30, 10, and 10, yeah, I'm not going to be a hard ass on him either. Hell, I'll even tell him take the rest of the week off, come back when the playoffs begin. I don't understand. I really don't. This is probably one of the most shocking firings I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, that's just business in the NBA.